This video is designed to show you some of the key concepts we went over in Estimating Quotients Lesson 3-3. Our goal for today was to be able to use compatible numbers to estimate quotients of both whole numbers and also quotients when we're looking at money. And an important key tip for today is to remember that we're not rounding, but we are finding the closest basic fact or closest compatible number. So we have a few examples we're going to take a look at. We're first going to look at 731 divided by 8. And we're going to look at the different steps that we're going to take in order to get a good estimate on this answer. Now the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at that 73. We're not going to round, we're going to look for a compatible number that's divided by 8. So we take a look at that 73 and we think to ourselves, and we need to figure out what is the closest number to 73 that is compatible or that's divided evenly by 8. And I think about that. Now I know 80 is divided by 8. I know 64 can be divided by 8, but really the closest one is actually 72. So I'm going to write 72 up here. Now any other number after those first two numbers, when you find a basic fact, get turned into 0. So my 1 is going to be turned into a 0. So now I have 720. It's going to look a lot like what we did in lesson 3-2. So 720, I'm going to do this now divided by 8. My first step is to divide my basic fact, which is 72 divided by 8. I'm going to put a box around my basic fact. 72 divided by 8 gives me 9. And then I just tack on my 0, just like we did in yesterday's lesson, for a total of 90. Now we're going to take a look at one of these problems with money. If we have $52.99, or we're going to take that and divide it by 6. We're going to go through the same steps. We're not going to worry about the decimal point or be intimidated by it. We're just going to do the same steps that we did with the previous problem. So we take a look first of all at those first two numbers, 52, and we think to ourselves, what is the closest number to 52 that's compatible or that can be divided evenly by our number 6 here. Now I know the number 54 can be divided by 6, and I even think back, I know 48 can be divided by 6, 60 can be divided by 6, but really the closest compatible number to 52 is 54. So we're going to rewrite 54 out. Now whenever we're dealing with money and we've changed our number to a compatible number, we do not need to rewrite the decimal point with 2 zeros, because that can just confuse us. So whenever we change those first two numbers, or however many numbers before, to the left of the decimal, we can just leave off the cents. We don't need to include that at all. So now I have $54 divided by 6, and I can see that's a very basic fact. 54 divided by 6 gives me $54 divided by 6 gives me $9. So those are just two of the examples we looked at within lesson 3-3.